Robbers surround elderly woman unaware her dog is a retired ex-police officer. A story that will leave you speechless. What happens in the middle completely changes the ending. We'd love to know which city you're watching this video from. Leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and turn on the notification bell to stay updated with all our content. Ana Clara adjusted the strap of her worn leather bag as she stepped out into the cool night air of her once peaceful neighborhood. The streetlights cast long, gentle glows on the sidewalks, their light reflecting off the dew-kissed leaves of the trees that lined the avenue. It was a routine she had maintained faithfully since the passing of her husband 3 years ago. Nightly walks to clear her mind and find solace in the quiet rhythm of the evening. Her loyal companion, Max, a sleek Doberman with a glistening black coat, trotted beside her with a steady gait. Adopted from the local shelter after her husband's death, Max had become more than just a pet. He was Ana Clara's anchor, providing unwavering support and companionship during her darkest days. Their bond was unbreakable, built on mutual trust and a shared sense of protection. Tonight, however, there was an unusual tension in the air. The usually serene neighborhood had been plagued by unsettling rumors of recent crimes, a stark contrast to its previously tranquil reputation. Whispers of break-ins and shadowy figures lurking in the darkness had spread among the residents, casting a veil of unease over the community. As Ana Clara and Max walked down Maple Street, the full moon illuminated their path, casting eerie silhouettes against the houses. Max, typically calm and obedient, seemed more alert than usual. His ears perked up and his gaze fixed intently on a narrow alleyway between two buildings. Without warning, he halted abruptly, his body tense as he growled softly toward the darkened passage. Ana Clara felt a flicker of unease but dismissed it, believing it to be just another of Max's protective instincts. "It's okay, Max," she whispered soothingly, attempting to coax him to continue their walk. But Max remained steadfast, his eyes never leaving the shadowy alley. A sense of foreboding settled over Ana Clara as she considered turning back, but something in Max's posture told her that there was more to this than a simple stray animal. Taking a deep breath, she decided to press forward, trusting her companion's judgment. As they approached the alley, the sounds of the night seemed to grow louder. The rustling of leaves, the distant hum of traffic, and the faint creak of a swinging sign. Max positioned himself between Ana Clara and the alley, his body a formidable barrier against whatever might emerge from the darkness. Suddenly, a faint noise echoed from within the alley, a soft scuffling, followed by muffled voices. Ana Clara's heart raced as she realized they might not be alone. Max's growl deepened, and he took a protective stance, his muscles taut with readiness. Before Ana Clara could react, a figure darted out from the shadows, attempting to grab her bag. Max was swift, intercepting the assailant with a powerful bite that sent the would-be thief sprawling to the ground. The figure quickly scrambled to their feet, but Max was relentless, cornering them until Ana Clara could call for help. As the night unfolded, Ana Clara couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to Max's behavior tonight. The way he had responded, the intensity of his protectiveness, it all seemed almost trained. Memories of a conversation from years past surfaced. A police officer had once mentioned that Max was a retired K-9, trained for high-stakes situations. At the time, Ana Clara had dismissed it, thinking it irrelevant to their current lives. But tonight, it seemed Max's past was more than just a memory. It was their lifeline. As the assailant was restrained until the authorities arrived, Ana Clara looked down at Max with newfound respect and gratitude. He had saved her once again, but the night was far from over. The quiet streets held secrets, and Ana Clara sensed that her journey with Max was only beginning. The police sirens wailed in the distance, growing louder as they approached Ana Clara and Max. The assailant, now subdued on the cold pavement, glared up at them with a mix of fear and defiance. Officer Daniels, a tall man with a stern expression, arrived swiftly, his flashlight beam cutting through the night. "Ma'am, are you all right?" Officer Daniels asked, his voice steady but concerned. Ana Clara nodded, her heart still pounding from the adrenaline. "Yes, thank you." Max handled it. Max, ever the vigilant protector, stood alert beside her, his eyes never leaving the restrained figure. Officer Daniels approached cautiously, hand resting near his holster. "Do you know this person?" Daniels inquired, eyeing the assailant. "No, I don't," Ana Clara replied. "He tried to take my bag." Daniels knelt beside the suspect, who remained silent, eyes darting nervously between the officers and Ana Clara. "We'll need to take a statement," Daniels said, pulling out his notepad. As the officers began their routine procedures, Ana Clara felt a mix of relief and lingering tension. Max's protective stance had kept her safe, but the incident left her uneasy. She glanced around the quiet neighborhood, now feeling the shadows hold more secrets than before. Once the assailant was in custody, Daniels turned his attention to Ana Clara. "Can you tell us what happened?" Ana Clara recounted the events, detailing how Max had intervened just in time. Daniels listened intently, occasionally jotting down notes. When she finished, he nodded thoughtfully. "You're lucky Max was here. Not everyone has a companion like him." Ana Clara smiled, reaching down to scratch Max behind the ears. "He's more than just a dog. He's saved my life more than once." As the officers prepared to leave, Daniels gave Ana Clara a reassuring pat on the shoulder. "If you notice anything else unusual, please don't hesitate to call us." With the immediate danger behind them, Ana Clara and Max resumed their walk home, the night's earlier serenity now tinged with a sense of vulnerability. The encounter left Ana Clara pondering the recent surge in neighborhood crimes and what it might mean for their once peaceful community. The following days brought little respite. Rumors of break-ins and petty thefts persisted, each report adding to the growing unease among the residents. Ana Clara noticed more eyes watching her during her walks, suspicion and fear evident in their glances. It wasn't just the shadowy figures anymore. A palpable tension had settled over Maple Street. One evening, as Ana Clara prepared for her nightly walk, she decided to stop by the local community center. There had been talks of organizing neighborhood watch groups, and she felt it might be time to take proactive measures. The center, a modest brick building adorned with community bulletin boards and a welcoming entrance, was bustling with activity. Inside, she was greeted by Mrs. Thompson, the center's coordinator, a kindly woman in her late 60s with a warm smile. "Ana Clara, it's good to see you. Come, join us." The community meeting was in full swing. Neighbors gathered in small clusters, discussing strategies to enhance safety. Among them was Jake Martinez, a middle-aged mechanic known for his resourcefulness, and Lillian Nguyen, a young teacher passionate about community initiatives. Their presence hinted at the diverse tapestry of the neighborhood, each person bringing their unique strengths to the collective effort. Mrs. Thompson addressed the group, her voice firm yet encouraging. "We've all felt the impact of these recent crimes. It's time we come together to reclaim our neighborhood's peace. Ideas and participation from everyone are crucial." Ana Clara felt a sense of purpose stirring within her. Max, sensing her determination, sat attentively by her side. As the meeting progressed, various plans were proposed, from increased lighting in dark areas to regular patrols by volunteers. The conversation was constructive, fostering a sense of unity that Ana Clara hadn't felt in weeks. After the meeting, Jake approached her. "I heard what happened the other night. Max is impressive. If you're interested, we could use his help for patrols. His training could be invaluable." Ana Clara considered the offer. "I'd like that. Max has always been protective, but formal patrols could make a real difference." Lily nodded in agreement. "We could also set up a communication system, maybe a group chat or a neighborhood app to keep everyone informed in real time." The evening air was crisp as Ana Clara and Max left the community center, their steps purposeful. The idea of working together with her neighbors brought a renewed sense of hope. However, beneath the surface of collaboration, subtle tensions began to emerge. Not everyone was on the same page, and differing opinions on how to handle the situation started to surface. As Ana Clara walked home, she couldn't shake the feeling that the recent events were part of something larger, something that Max might help her uncover. The bond between them, strengthened by each challenge, hinted at secrets waiting to be revealed. That night, as the full moon cast its silvery glow over Maple Street, Ana Clara found herself reflecting on the day's developments. Max lay beside her, his presence a comforting reminder of their resilience. Little did she know, the true depth of Max's past was about to resurface, leading them both into a web of mystery and danger that would test their bond like never before. The following morning dawned crisp and clear, with the sun casting a golden hue over Maple Street. Ana Clara awoke feeling a sense of accomplishment from the previous night's community meeting. The idea of taking an active role in safeguarding her neighborhood filled her with a newfound purpose. She reached down to pet Max, who wagged his tail contentedly, sensing her uplifted spirits. After a hearty breakfast, Ana Clara decided to visit her neighbor, Mr. Harris, an elderly man who lived alone and was often the target of suspicious activity. Mr. Harris, a retired teacher with a penchant for gardening, welcomed her warmly as she stepped into his meticulously maintained home. "Good morning, Ana Clara," he greeted, offering her a cup of freshly brewed coffee. "I heard about the meeting last night. It's encouraging to see everyone coming together." Ana Clara smiled, taking a sip of the rich coffee. "Yes, it feels like we're finally taking steps to reclaim our neighborhood's peace." Mr. Harris nodded thoughtfully. "I just hope we can make a real difference. These crimes have really shaken our sense of security." As they chatted, Max lounged by the window, his keen eyes observing the street below. Ana Clara couldn't help but notice his heightened alertness, a subtle reminder of the previous night's events. She wondered if his instincts were sharpening, perhaps influenced by his mysterious past. After leaving Mr. Harris's home, Ana Clara made her way to the local library to gather information about the recent crimes. The library, a quaint building with tall windows and rows of wooden shelves, was her favorite sanctuary. She believed that understanding the patterns of the recent incidents could help the community devise better strategies. Sitting at a large oak table, Ana Clara spread out the police reports and neighborhood bulletins. The incidents were sporadic but unsettling: break-ins at odd hours, thefts of personal items, and unsettling graffiti appearing overnight. There was no clear pattern, making it difficult for the authorities to track the perpetrators. As she delved deeper into the reports, a recurring name began to surface: Victor Reed. He was a local figure, once respected in the community, but had fallen from grace due to rumors of illicit activities. Victor had a history of conflict with several neighbors, including Mr. Harris, who had accused him of sabotaging his garden to make him look bad in the eyes of the community. Ana Clara's mind raced as she connected the dots. Could Victor be behind the recent surge in crimes? She decided to investigate further, knowing that Max's instincts might prove invaluable. Later that afternoon, Ana Clara attended a follow-up meeting at the community center. The room buzzed with conversations as neighbors discussed their observations and concerns. Jake Martinez stood at the front, outlining the proposed patrol routes and communication systems. "We need everyone to be vigilant," Jake emphasized. "If we work together, we can deter these criminals and make Maple Street safe again." Lily Nguyen added, "I'll set up a group chat for real-time updates. Communication is key." As the meeting progressed, Ana Clara noticed Victor Reed enter the building, his presence immediately noticeable. He was a tall man with a stern demeanor, his eyes scanning the room with a mix of suspicion and irritation. The room seemed to tense subtly, aware of his contentious reputation. Victor approached Mrs. Thompson, who greeted him with a polite but guarded smile. "Good afternoon, Victor. Glad you could make it." He nodded curtly. "I'll be observing. If there's anything I can contribute, let me know." Ana Clara felt a flicker of unease, but decided to focus on the task at hand. After the meeting, she approached Jake and Lily to discuss her findings at the library. "I've noticed that all the recent crimes mention Victor Reed," Ana Clara said, lowering her voice. "He has a history of conflicts with neighbors, especially Mr. Harris." Jake frowned, considering the information. "Victor has always been a bit of an enigma. If he's involved, we need to be careful." "He knows the neighborhood well," Lily added. "Maybe we can look into his activities discreetly. We don't want to tip him off." As they brainstormed strategies, Ana Clara's phone buzzed with a notification from the newly created group chat. Lily had already set it up, and neighbors were starting to share updates and observations. Max, sensing the importance of the moment, stood by Ana Clara's side, his ears twitching at every sound. That evening, Ana Clara decided to take Max for an extra long walk, hoping to clear her mind and perhaps catch any unusual activity. The streets were quieter than usual, the night air filled with the sounds of crickets and distant traffic. As they walked past the community center, Ana Clara noticed Victor lingering near the entrance, his gaze fixed on the building. Max's body tensed, and he let out a low growl, positioning himself protectively between Ana Clara and Victor. Ana Clara felt a surge of adrenaline, recalling Max's heroic actions from the previous night. She approached Victor cautiously. "Victor, everything all right?" she asked, her voice steady. He turned to face her, his expression unreadable. "Just keeping an eye on things," he replied curtly. Before Ana Clara could respond, a loud crash echoed from the alley behind them. Without hesitation, Max sprang into action, dashing toward the sound. Ana Clara followed, her heart pounding as she navigated the dimly lit alley. There, she found Victor struggling with a shadowy figure, attempting to flee with a stolen purse. The assailant, a wiry man with a mask, turned to face them, panic etched across his face. Max intercepted him with swift precision, pinning the man to the ground and growling fiercely. Ana Clara stepped forward, her presence authoritative. "Leave him alone," she commanded. The man, realizing he was outmatched, backed away rapidly, disappearing into the darkness. Victor, catching his breath, looked at Ana Clara and Max with a mixture of gratitude and surprise. "Thank you," he muttered, his earlier hostility softened by the confrontation. "I didn't expect help." As they walked back to the street, Victor hesitated before speaking again. "Maybe I can be of assistance after all." Ana Clara regarded him thoughtfully. "We could use all the help we can get. Let's work together to make Maple Street safe." Victor nodded, a hint of determination in his eyes. "Agreed." As they continued their walk, Ana Clara couldn't shake the feeling that Victor's involvement was deeper than she had initially thought. Max, ever the vigilant protector, remained alert, his instincts hinting at secrets yet to be uncovered. That night, back at home, Ana Clara reflected on the day's events. The unlikely alliance with Victor Reed, Max's unwavering loyalty, and the growing sense of community strength all pointed toward a pivotal turning point. Yet, beneath the surface, shadows lingered, promising that the true challenges were still ahead. The days following Ana Clara's unexpected partnership with Victor Reed brought a cautious optimism to Maple Street. The neighborhood watch group, now bolstered by Victor's local knowledge and Ana Clara's determination, began to implement their strategies with renewed vigor. Patrols became more frequent, and the communication system Lily had set up proved invaluable in sharing real-time updates. One crisp Saturday morning, Ana Clara met with Jake and Lily at the community center to discuss their progress. Victor joined them, his presence adding a new dynamic to the group. They reviewed the recent crime reports and plotted out patrol routes, ensuring that every corner of Maple Street was monitored effectively. "We've seen a decrease in petty thefts since we started the patrols," Jake reported, a satisfied smile on his face. "But there's still something unsettling about these break-ins. They seem too calculated." Lily nodded in agreement. "And the graffiti left behind. Symbols that don't match any known gang or group in the area. It's almost like someone is sending a message." Ana Clara leaned forward, her eyes meeting Victor's. "Do you have any insights, Victor? Given your history in the community, maybe you've noticed something we haven't." Victor hesitated for a moment before responding. "There's an old warehouse on the edge of the neighborhood that's been abandoned for years. Recently, I've noticed increased activity around there. Lights at odd hours, unusual vehicles coming and going. It might be worth investigating." Before the group could discuss further, Mrs. Thompson entered the room, her expression troubled. "I hate to bring more bad news, but Mr. Harris reported another incident last night. Someone tried to break into his home again." Ana Clara exchanged a worried glance with Victor. "We need to act quickly," she said firmly. "If there's a connection between these break-ins and the warehouse, we need to find out what's going on before things escalate." That evening, armed with flashlights and a sense of determination, Ana Clara, Victor, Jake, Lily, and a few other trusted neighbors made their way to the abandoned warehouse. Max, ever vigilant, led the group, his senses heightened as they approached the imposing structure. The warehouse loomed in the darkness, its broken windows and overgrown exterior giving it an eerie presence. Victor took the lead, using his familiarity with the area to guide them through a side entrance that seemed less obvious. Inside, the air was thick with dust, and the faint sound of machinery echoed through the vast space. As they moved cautiously through the building, Ana Clara couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Suddenly, a shadow darted across the far wall, prompting Max to bark sharply. The group froze, eyes scanning the darkness for any sign of movement. "Stay close," Victor whispered, his hand resting on his pocket where a flashlight was stored. "We don't know what we're dealing with." They proceeded deeper into the warehouse, their flashlights revealing remnants of past industrial use, rusted equipment, old crates, and graffiti-covered walls. In the center of the room stood a large metal door, partially ajar, with strange symbols etched into its surface. Jake approached the door cautiously, pushing it open to reveal a hidden office. Inside, they found rows of computers and surveillance equipment, all seemingly operational despite the building's abandonment. The room buzzed with the soft hum of machinery, and on one of the screens, live feeds of various parts of Maple Street were displayed. Lily gasped softly. "They've been watching us." Before anyone could respond, the door behind them slammed shut, plunging the room into darkness. Panic surged through the group as they fumbled for their flashlights. Max immediately took a defensive stance, growling lowly as footsteps echoed from the far side of the room. A figure emerged from the shadows, a man in a dark hoodie, his face obscured by a mask. "I warned you to stay out of my business," he sneered, brandishing a weapon. Victor stepped forward, his demeanor calm but authoritative. "Who are you, and what do you want?" The masked man laughed bitterly. "I'm the one controlling everything around here. Maple Street is my playground, and you're just meddling children." Ana Clara felt her heart race, but she steadied her voice. "Why are you doing this? What do you want from our neighborhood?" The man hesitated, his grip on the weapon wavering. "Power. Control. You think you can just take back what's mine? Think again." Before the situation could escalate, Max lunged at the assailant, his training evident as he tackled the man to the ground. The group sprang into action, disarming the intruder and restraining him until the police arrived. As Officer Daniels took the man into custody, Ana Clara couldn't help but wonder about the deeper motivations behind his actions. It was clear that there was more at play than simple neighborhood crimes. Something far more sinister was unfolding. The arrest of the masked man marked a significant turning point for Maple Street. The neighborhood watch group felt a sense of accomplishment, believing that they had finally unearthed the source of their recent troubles. Officer Daniels commended their bravery and teamwork, assuring them that the perpetrator would be thoroughly investigated. However, as days passed, subtle signs indicated that the situation was far from resolved. The initial fear began to subside, replaced by a cautious optimism. Yet, a lingering sense of unease persisted, as if the shadows still held secrets waiting to be uncovered. One evening, Ana Clara sat in her living room, sipping a cup of chamomile tea, while Max lounged at her feet. Her mind replayed the events of the past weeks, the relentless crime spree, the formation of the neighborhood watch, and the unexpected alliance with Victor Reed. Despite their success, something felt incomplete. Her thoughts were interrupted by a soft knock at the door. Opening it, she found Victor standing on her porch, his expression serious. "Can we talk?" he asked, stepping inside. Ana Clara nodded, gesturing for him to take a seat. "Of course. What's on your mind?" Victor glanced around before speaking. "I've been doing some digging into the man we arrested. His name is Marcus Kane, and there's more to his story than we realized." Ana Clara leaned forward, her curiosity piqued. "What do you mean?" Victor took a deep breath. Marcus wasn't acting alone. He was part of a larger network, a syndicate that orchestrates crimes in various neighborhoods to exert control and manipulate property values. Their goal is to destabilize communities, making them easier to control and exploit. Ana Clara felt a chill run down her spine. "So, Maple Street was just one of their targets?" Victor nodded. "Yes, and it's likely they won't stop here. We need to be prepared for what's next." Before Ana Clara could respond, Jake and Lily entered the room, their faces reflecting concern. "We found something," Jake announced, holding up a set of photographs. Surveillance footage from last night shows another group operating in a nearby neighborhood. They seem to be expanding their operations. Lily added, "This isn't just about Maple Street anymore. We're dealing with a coordinated effort to undermine entire communities." Ana Clara felt a surge of determination. "We need to stay one step ahead. Victor, can you help us track their movements?" Victor nodded. "I have some contacts and knowledge of their tactics. We can work together to disrupt their plans." As the group strategized, Max stood guard by the door, his vigilant eyes watching every movement. Ana Clara couldn't shake the feeling that their battle was far from over, and that the true mastermind behind the syndicate was still at large. Later that night, Ana Clara walked Max to the park, the cool breeze rustling the leaves above. The park, usually a place of tranquility, now felt different, laden with unseen threats. As they approached a secluded bench, Ana Clara noticed a figure in the shadows. Before she could react, the figure stepped into the light, revealing a familiar face. Detective Laura Simmons, a respected officer from the local precinct. Ana Clara, Detective Simmons greeted, her expression weary. "I need to speak with you urgently." Ana Clara felt a knot tighten in her stomach. "What's going on, Detective?" Simmons glanced around before lowering her voice. "It's about Max. There's something you need to know." Ana Clara's heart skipped a beat. "What do you mean?" Detective Simmons took a deep breath. Max isn't just a retired canine. He was part of an elite unit that specialized in undercover operations. His training was top-notch, and he was instrumental in dismantling several criminal organizations before he was retired. Ana Clara felt a mix of pride and confusion. "I remember the officer mentioning his past. Why didn't he tell me more?" Simmons sighed. "After his retirement, Max was placed in your care to provide him with a peaceful life away from the dangers he faced. However, recent activities suggest that remnants of his former unit might still be active, possibly connected to the syndicate you're dealing with." Ana Clara's mind raced. "Are you saying Max has a deeper role in all of this?" Detective Simmons nodded. "It's possible. We need to ensure that his past isn't being exploited by the syndicate. They're known to use any advantage they can find to maintain their control." Before Ana Clara could ask more, Detective Simmons handed her a confidential report. "Review this carefully. It contains information that could help us understand the syndicate's operations and how Max fits into the bigger picture." As Ana Clara took the report, a sense of urgency enveloped her. The stakes were higher than she had ever imagined, and the safety of her neighborhood, and possibly others, depended on unraveling the complex web of deceit surrounding the syndicate. That night, Ana Clara delved into the report, her eyes scanning the detailed accounts of the syndicate's activities and Max's previous missions. The documents revealed that the syndicate had infiltrated various sectors, from real estate to local businesses, manipulating markets to their advantage. One particular mission caught her attention: Operation Shadow Paw. It detailed how Max had played a crucial role in dismantling a rival criminal organization, using his keen senses and strategic thinking to outmaneuver adversaries. As Ana Clara read on, she realized that Max's presence in her life was no mere coincidence. His advanced training and instincts were pivotal in combating threats far beyond everyday crimes. Determined to uncover the truth, Ana Clara decided to confront Victor about the syndicate's broader implications. She met with him at a local cafe, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee providing a semblance of normalcy amidst the brewing storm. "Victor, I went through Detective Simmons' report," Ana Clara began. "It seems like the syndicate we're dealing with has deep roots and extensive influence." Victor nodded thoughtfully. "Yes, and it's likely they're aware of Max's capabilities. We need to be cautious." Ana Clara looked into Victor's eyes, searching for answers. "Do you think they're targeting us because of Max?" Victor hesitated before responding. "It's possible. Max's skills make him a valuable asset, and the syndicate may see him as a threat or a tool to be controlled." Ana Clara felt a surge of protectiveness towards Mac. "We need to find out who's behind this and put an end to their operations." Victor agreed. "I have some contacts that can help us gather more intelligence. But we'll need to move carefully." As they plotted their next moves, Ana Clara couldn't help but marvel at the complexity of their situation. What started as a struggle to reclaim their neighborhood had evolved into a battle against a sophisticated criminal network, with Max at the heart of it all. That night, as Ana Clara and Max walked home under the starry sky, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. Together, they had faced threats and uncovered hidden truths. Now, they were ready to confront the darkness head-on, determined to restore peace and safety to Maple Street and beyond. The following morning, Ana Clara woke with a sense of urgency. The weight of Detective Simmons' revelations about Max and the expanding syndicate pressed heavily on her mind. She knew that the battle ahead would be more complex and dangerous than anything she had previously faced. Determined to protect her neighborhood and uncover the truth, she began her day with a clear purpose. At breakfast, Ana Clara discussed the situation with Victor, Jake, and Lily. The group had become a tight-knit team, each member bringing unique skills to their collective effort against the syndicate. "We need to gather more intelligence on this syndicate," Ana Clara stated, her eyes meeting Victor's. "Victor, with your connections and knowledge of their tactics, where should we start?" Victor leaned forward, his expression thoughtful. "We should infiltrate their communication channels. If we can tap into their messages or intercept their plans, we can anticipate their moves and disrupt their operations." Jake nodded. "I can help with setting up any necessary equipment. I've got some experience with electronics from my time as a mechanic." Lily added, "I can monitor the group chat and see if any suspicious activities are being coordinated there. Plus, I can handle the logistics of any covert meetings." Ana Clara felt a surge of hope. "Great. Let's divide and conquer. Victor and Jake can work on the technical side, while Lily and I focus on community outreach and monitoring." As the day progressed, each member of the team delved into their respective tasks. Victor and Jake set up a makeshift surveillance hub in Victor's garage, complete with computers, monitors, and specialized software to intercept and decode any encrypted communications. Their expertise and collaboration led to rapid progress, uncovering snippets of conversations that hinted at larger plans and upcoming operations. Meanwhile, Ana Clara and Lily took to the streets, engaging with neighbors and encouraging them to remain vigilant. They distributed flyers detailing the importance of reporting any unusual activities and emphasized the significance of community solidarity in combating the syndicate's influence. That evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the team reconvened at the community center. Victor shared the information they had gathered, revealing that the syndicate was planning a major operation aimed at consolidating their control over several key areas, including Maple Street. "There's a meeting scheduled for tonight at the old train station," Victor reported. "It seems they're bringing in new members and expanding their territory. If we can disrupt this meeting, it could significantly weaken their hold." Ana Clara felt a mixture of fear and determination. "We need to act, but we have to be smart about it. We can't afford to put ourselves or the community in unnecessary danger." Jake offered a solution. "I can rig some non-lethal deterrents around the station. Bright lights, alarms, that sort of thing. It should create enough chaos to scatter them without causing harm." Lily nodded in agreement. "And I'll coordinate with the community watch to have people discreetly monitor and report any movements." As night fell, the team prepared for their operation. Max, sensing the tension and importance of the mission, stayed close to Ana Clara, his presence a comforting reminder of their unbreakable bond. They moved quietly towards the old train station, the air thick with anticipation. Upon arrival, the station was eerily silent, the only sound being the distant whistle of a train passing by. Ana Clara glanced around, spotting Victor and Jake setting up their equipment while Lily coordinated with the community watch through her smartphone. Suddenly, voices echoed from the platform, announcing the start of the meeting. Members of the syndicate began to gather, their demeanor confident and authoritative. Ana Clara felt her heart race, but she steeled herself, ready to confront the looming threat. As the syndicate members settled, the team initiated their plan. Jake triggered the alarms, and bright lights blazed to life, disorienting the attendees. Chaos erupted as members scrambled to escape the unexpected disruption. Amid the confusion, Ana Clara and Victor moved in to apprehend key figures, while Jake and Lily ensured that the operation remained non-lethal and controlled. In the midst of the turmoil, a familiar face emerged from the shadows, Detective Laura Simmons. Her timely appearance provided additional support, bolstering the team's efforts to dismantle the syndicate's plans. As law enforcement arrived to secure the area, the remaining syndicate members fled, their operations significantly hindered by the team's strategic intervention. The community breathed a collective sigh of relief, their hard work and unity paying off. Back at the community center, the team celebrated their success, knowing that this was just the beginning of their fight against the syndicate. However, the victory was bittersweet, as Ana Clara couldn't shake the feeling that there were still deeper layers to uncover. The success of the operation at the old train station marked a significant victory for Maple Street's Community Watch Group. The syndicate's immediate threat had been curtailed, but Ana Clara knew that this was merely a temporary respite. Detective Laura Simmons had promised to delve deeper into the syndicate's operations, but Ana Clara sensed that the true enemy was still lurking in the shadows. As days turned into weeks, the neighborhood began to return to a semblance of normalcy. The increased patrols, community vigilance, and the collective effort had deterred petty crimes, restoring a sense of safety among the residents. However, Ana Clara couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. The syndicate's retreat felt orchestrated, as if they were regrouping for a more significant strike. One evening, as Ana Clara sat with Victor, Jake, and Lily at their usual meeting spot in the community center, she brought up her concerns. "I can't help but feel that the syndicate isn't done with us yet. Their retreat was too organized, too strategic." Victor nodded thoughtfully. "You're right. They likely have deeper resources and connections than we initially thought. We need to uncover their leadership structure to dismantle them effectively." Jake leaned forward, tapping his fingers on the table. "I've been analyzing the surveillance footage we collected. There are patterns in their movements that suggest a hierarchical organization. If we can identify the key players, we can target them directly." Lily added, "I've been monitoring the group chat and noticed some coded language that might indicate higher-level coordination. We might be able to decipher their communications with the right tools." Determined to dig deeper, the team decided to enhance their surveillance efforts. Victor and Jake worked tirelessly in Victor's garage, setting up advanced monitoring systems and utilizing encryption-breaking software to decode the syndicate's messages. Meanwhile, Ana Clara and Lily continued their community outreach, ensuring that every neighbor remained informed and vigilant. One night, while reviewing intercepted communications, Jake made a breakthrough. "Guys, I think I've cracked a part of their code. There's mention of a central hub and references to the architect. This must be their leader." Ana Clara felt a chill run down her spine. "The architect? That sounds ominous. Do we know who that is?" Jake shook his head. "Not yet, but this gives us a direction. The central hub could be the nerve center of their operations. If we locate it, we might be able to take them down once and for all." Victor's eyes narrowed with determination. "Then that's where we need to focus our efforts. We need to find out where this central hub is located." As the team plotted their next move, Max remained their unwavering protector. His keen senses and trained instincts were invaluable, especially during their late-night surveillance missions. Ana Clara couldn't help but admire the depth of Max's capabilities, realizing that his past was more intertwined with their current battle than she had ever imagined. One late night, as Ana Clara and Max patrolled a less frequented part of Maple Street, they stumbled upon an abandoned storefront with an inconspicuous door. Max's behavior was different this time, more intense and focused. He sniffed the air, his body tensed for action. Ana Clara approached cautiously, noticing faint sounds emanating from within. "Stay close, Max," she whispered, pushing the door open to reveal a dimly lit interior. The room was filled with high-tech equipment, monitors displaying various parts of the neighborhood, and stacks of files detailing the syndicate's activities. In the center of the room stood a figure cloaked in shadows, meticulously analyzing data. As Ana Clara stepped forward, the figure turned, revealing a face she never expected to see. "Detective Laura Simmons?" Ana Clara exclaimed, disbelief washing over her. Detective Simmons stepped into the light, her expression somber. "Ana Clara, I didn't want you to find out this way, but it's the only option left." Ana Clara's mind raced, trying to comprehend the revelation. "What are you talking about, Laura? You've been helping us. Why are you here?" Laura sighed, her shoulders heavy with the weight of her confession. "I'm sorry, Anna. I had no choice. The syndicate has leverage over me and several others in the precinct. They threatened to expose past mistakes if I didn't cooperate." Ana Clara felt a mix of shock and betrayal. "Why didn't you tell us? We could have helped." Laura looked down, guilt evident in her eyes. "I wanted to protect you and the community, but their hold is stronger than I anticipated. They control not just our operations, but also key figures in law enforcement." Before Ana Clara could respond, the door burst open, and armed syndicate members stormed into the room. "We have a situation," the leader, known as the Architect, declared, his voice cold and commanding. A fierce confrontation ensued. The Community Watch group found themselves outnumbered and outgunned. Max sprang into action, his protective instincts taking over as he defended Ana Clara and the others with unmatched ferocity. In the chaos, Victor managed to reach for his phone, sending a distress signal to Detective Simmons. Laura, torn between her loyalty to the syndicate and her conscience, made a split-second decision. She turned her weapon against the Architect, engaging him in a deadly duel that ultimately led to his downfall. As sirens wailed in the distance, signaling backup from sympathetic officers, the remaining syndicate members fled, their plans in disarray. Laura, mortally wounded in the confrontation, looked at Ana Clara with a mix of regret and relief. "I'm sorry it had to end this way," she whispered before collapsing to the floor. Ana Clara knelt beside her, tears streaming down her face. "You did what you could, Laura. Thank you." With the Architect defeated and the syndicate's leadership exposed, the grip they held over Maple Street began to crumble. Detective Simmons' sacrifice was a turning point, inspiring others within the precinct to come forward and dismantle the remaining remnants of the syndicate. Chapter 9. Rising from the ashes in the aftermath of the confrontation, Maple Street experienced a period of healing and rebuilding. The Community Watch group was hailed as heroes, their unwavering dedication having saved the neighborhood from the syndicate's pervasive influence. Detective Simmons was honored posthumously for her bravery and ultimate sacrifice, serving as a beacon of redemption for those caught in the syndicate's web. Ana Clara found herself at the heart of the community's revival, her leadership and resilience inspiring others to take active roles in maintaining the newfound peace. Max, ever her loyal companion, remained by her side, his presence a constant reminder of their shared journey and the battles they had overcome together. Victor, now a trusted ally, continued to assist in strengthening the neighborhood's defenses, ensuring that Maple Street remained vigilant against any future threats. Jake and Lily played pivotal roles in maintaining the communication networks and technological safeguards that kept the community informed and connected. One sunny afternoon, as Ana Clara walked Max through the rejuvenated streets of Maple Street, she felt a profound sense of gratitude. The once troubled neighborhood had transformed into a thriving, united community, bound together by shared experiences and collective strength. However, beneath the surface of their triumph, a lingering question remained. Was the syndicate truly eradicated, or were there still hidden pockets of resistance waiting to resurface? Months passed, and Maple Street flourished under the watchful eyes of its residents. Crime rates had plummeted, and the bonds between neighbors had never been stronger. Ana Clara's nightly walks with Max became a symbol of hope and resilience, embodying the spirit of their community. One evening, as Ana Clara and Max strolled through the park, they encountered an old friend, Officer Daniels, now promoted and leading a specialized task force dedicated to combating organized crime. Ana Clara, Daniels greeted warmly. "I have some news. Thanks to your efforts and the community's cooperation, the syndicate has been officially disbanded. Their operations have been dismantled, and key members have been prosecuted." Ana Clara felt a surge of relief and joy. "That's incredible news, Daniels. I'm so grateful for everyone's hard work." Daniels nodded. "There's still work to be done to ensure their influence doesn't return, but this is a significant victory." As they continued their walk, Ana Clara reflected on the journey that had brought them here. The loss, the battles, the alliances, all had culminated in this moment of triumph. Yet, she couldn't help but wonder about Max's true legacy. Later that night, As Ana Clara reviewed her notes and the confidential report Detective Simmons had left her, she uncovered a startling revelation. Hidden within the syndicate's operations was a secret project known as Project Sentinel. It detailed plans to create a network of highly trained animals, similar to Max, designed to infiltrate and dismantle criminal organizations from within. Ana Clara's heart raced as she realized the depth of Max's connection to this project. Could Max be part of something bigger? Determined to uncover the truth, Ana Clara sought out Victor. They met at their favorite cafe, the aroma of coffee providing a comforting backdrop to their serious discussion. "Victor, I've discovered something concerning," Ana Clara began, showing him the report. Project Sentinel. It seems Max was part of an elite program to train animals for undercover operations. Victor's eyes widened as he read through the documents. That explains so much. Max's instincts, his abilities, they were honed for more than just protection. He was designed to be a sentinel, a guardian with a mission. Ana Clara felt a mix of pride and confusion. But why wasn't I told? What happened to the rest of the program? Victor sighed. The project was classified, disbanded after the syndicate's downfall. Max was placed with you as part of a decommissioning effort to give him a peaceful life. But it seems remnants of the program's objectives still lingered, influencing events from the shadows. As they delved deeper, Ana Clara and Victor discovered that the syndicate had been a front for a clandestine organization intent on harnessing the abilities of trained animals to control and manipulate communities. Project Sentinel had been their way of ensuring dominance through both human and animal agents. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Ana Clara knew that their fight was far from over. The syndicate's defeat had only exposed the first layer of a much more intricate and dangerous network. That night, as Ana Clara and Max stood on her porch, gazing at the starry sky, she made a vow. "We won't let them take away our peace. We'll continue to protect Maple Street and ensure that no such threats arise again." Max, sensing her resolve, nuzzled her hand, his eyes reflecting unwavering loyalty. Months turned into years, and Maple Street remained a beacon of community strength and resilience. The bonds forged through adversity had created a neighborhood that thrived on mutual support and vigilance. Ana Clara continued her nightly walks with Max, their partnership stronger than ever. Though the remnants of the syndicate had been eradicated, Ana Clara and Victor remained vigilant, aware that the battle against hidden threats was ongoing. They established a dedicated task force within the community watch group, focused on uncovering and neutralizing any emerging dangers. Max's legacy as a sentinel lived on, inspiring others to recognize the invaluable role that loyalty, courage, and unwavering dedication play in safeguarding what truly matters. His story became a testament to the extraordinary bonds that can form between humans and animals, showcasing that heroes come in all forms. Ana Clara often reflected on her journey, the loss, the fear, the alliances, and the ultimate triumph. She realized that strength comes not just from individual courage, but from the collective spirit of a community united against adversity. As she watched the sunset paint the sky in hues of orange and pink, Ana Clara felt a profound sense of peace. Maple Street had transformed from a neighborhood plagued by fear into a thriving community built on trust, resilience, and unwavering unity. And as she walked home with Max by her side, she knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together, their bond unbreakable, their spirit indomitable.